Today we're going to be reviewing the Freedom Ordnance FX9. But before we get into the review, I have a question for you. Does the government consider this a pistol, a rifle, a short barrel rifle, or any other weapon, AOW? Drop a comment below and let's get into the review. So here we have the FX9 chambered in 9mm from Freedom Ordnance. And for those of you that don't know, Freedom Ordnance makes several different versions of this. Ooh, I almost said it. They make several different versions of this weapon. So they make the 4-inch version, which is what you see here, the 8-inch version, the 16-inch version, and the 18-inch version, which is only available to our neighbors to the north in, obviously, Canada. And what is really cool, this is like beyond words. They have a belt-fed 9mm upper. Yeah, you heard that right. A belt-fed 9mm upper that attaches to any AR-15 lower receiver. This thing is awesome. It just screams freedom. A belt-fed 9mm upper that attaches to any AR-15 lower receiver. I'll go ahead and drop a link in the description below for you to check it out later after watching this video. So this version of the FX9 comes with the Shockwave blade pistol stabilizing brace, a charging handle that is not ambidextrous, and we'll get into that in a little bit later in the video, a 4-inch barrel, and like I mentioned, it comes in several different variations of barrel length. This one happens to be a 4-inch barrel. The FX9 angled foregrip, the M-LOK handguard with pick rail. This is pretty cool. A lot of people think this is a suppressor, but it's not. It's the fluted 3-inch muzzle enhancer. But I love the way it looks. It kind of gives a little attitude to the pistol. Oh, I almost said it. A little attitude to the gun. And last but not least, it takes Glock mags, which is, like I mentioned earlier, good. It's good because of ease of use, and of course, cost. You can find these things anywhere for dirt cheap. There's just something about taking a 9mm carbine that's in the AR-15 style that's not just cool, but it's also a lot of fun. It's also a lot of fun to shoot, especially when it's I almost said it again, especially when it's a weapon. It comes in at 4.5 pounds, making it lightweight and compact, and because of its short length, it's extremely versatile and easy to maneuver in tight quarters, especially if you're into CQB. And like I mentioned earlier, it is chambered in 9mm, making it cheaper than its bigger cousins, its bigger brothers, the 5.56 and the 223. So when you take it to the range, you'll have that much more ammo because it doesn't break the bank by 9mm compared to 5.56 or 223. So that all translates to more range time, more fun, plinking around at the range. Speaking of mags, we'll go ahead and double check to make sure that the weapon is safe. Obviously the mag is empty. There is no mag in the gun, and the chamber is clear. We are good. The FX9 is billet machined aluminum with hardened steel nitride components for extended wear and corrosion resistance. Some of those steel components that are nitride include the barrel, the bolt, the ejector, the last round hold open, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the video, the feed ramp, the extractor, and all of that for extended wear properties and corrosion resistance. The FX9 does have a little more recoil than other pistol caliber carbines out there, mainly due to the blowback design and the mass of the bolt. It does have a little more recoil than your standard AR-15, even though it does shoot a smaller caliber. If you're looking for a smaller recoil PCC, then this isn't it. Keep looking. It's not that big of a deal, and most people won't even notice, but trust me, it's there. So let's talk about that mag release. In my opinion, it's done very well. It's very nicely designed and it works perfectly. Sometimes they'll have large paddles But the way this one's designed, it's very nice and easy to get those magazines out. The mag well is beveled, so it makes it that much easier to get those magazines inserted. And it comes with the Ets magazine, and I've never had an Ets magazine, and I'll tell you right now, I've never had a problem with it. I've put a couple hundred, if not a couple thousand rounds through this thing, and it's worked perfectly like it should since round one. I've heard other people have problems with ETS, but I can tell you right now, this ETS magazine that came with the FX9, I've had zero problems with it. And then right here we have our AR-15 configured safety selector, which feels and looks just like your typical AR-15 fire control. And here you have the ejection port, and of course it's smaller than its bigger brothers, the 5.56 and the 223. But you'll notice something. You'll notice that there's no forward assist and there's no shell deflector here on the FX9. And here on the other side, you'll find the bolt release. And just like the mag release, this too has been designed very well, and you can actually hold the bolt open by pressing it down. Another good feature of the FX9 is the last round bolt hold open, as you can see here, which isn't common with many blowback firearms. And here we have a proprietary charging handle from FX9. According to Freedom Ordnance website, this is their AR-15 enhanced rear charging handle. It functions just like your typical AR-15 charging handle, but you'll notice that the release hatch is only on the left side of the handle. The 16-inch and the 18-inch FX9 carbine come standard with a mil-spec buffer tube. The buffer tube that comes with the 4-inch, the 8-inch, and the 10-inch pistol is proprietary to the Shockwave blade brace. However, all FX9 lower receivers are threaded to receive mil-spec buffer tubes. Keep in mind that this is a brace and it's not a stock, which helps to make this a pistol and not an SBR. And the M-LOK handguard is very good and well finished, considering it's only several inches long. It comes with a solid pick top rail with M-LOK at the 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11 o'clock positions. Alright guys, when it comes to the disassembly, it's the same as your typical AR. You're going to have your takedown pin and your pivot pin, but there is one big difference with this 4-inch barrel version. When you pop the pins, you see both my pins are out, it doesn't pivot. And it doesn't pivot because of the angled foregrip. It kind of prevents it from pivoting. However, it will come apart like so. And here you can see the trigger assembly. My advice is to leave the trigger assembly as is. According to the Freedom Ordnance website, they highly recommend that you keep the trigger assembly in the FX9 and not switch it out to an aftermarket trigger. And so I'm going to do the same and recommend you keep the original trigger in it. And of course, when it comes to reassembly, it's just like your typical AR. Put the upper and lower back together, and then reinsert your pivot and takedown pin, and you are good to go. Now, earlier I asked you guys if you thought this was classified as a pistol or an SBR, a rifle, or an AOW. And according to government officials, the FX9 with the 4-inch barrel is classified by the government as a pistol. And the reason why it's classified as a pistol and not an SBR, well, there's several different reasons. But first, let me say that I am in no way, shape or form a lawyer or a gun scholar, and I do not know all the laws. So if I happen to misspeak, go ahead and correct me in the comments below. But everything I'm about to tell you, I believe true to the best of my knowledge at this point in time when making the video. Now keep in mind that this video was made in 2020, one hell of a crazy year. But when this video was made, everything I'm about to tell you is true up until this point in time. Now you might be watching this video several years from now, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. And of course the gun laws will change by then. So as of right now, this could be a pistol, and in 10 years this might be considered a grenade launcher. Who knows? So please do your own research, because something as simple as changing the foregrip could change the classification of this weapon from a pistol to an SBR. And that's something that you don't want to do because that is a federal offense. One is completely legal to purchase and possess, and the other is restricted by the National Firearms Act and constitutes a federal offense to possess without proper paperwork. A rifle, according to the ATF, is a weapon designed or redesigned, made or remade, and intended to be fired from the shoulder. A short barrel rifle is any rifle with a barrel length of less than 16 inches or an overall length of less than 26 inches. Even though you can buy all the pieces necessary to build an SBR, by assembling a rifle with a barrel shorter than 16 inches, you are committing a federal offense. To legally purchase or build a SBR or short-barreled rifle, you must complete the ATF Form 1, pay the $200 tax, and then wait, which is about 6 months, give or take, for all the necessary paperwork to show up in the mail. An AR pistol is a pistol built on an AR-15 action and receiver, but that is designed to be fired with one hand and not fired from the shoulder. AR-15 pistols do not have shoulder stocks and therefore were not designed to be fired from the shoulder. This means that they are in fact pistols and not SBRs, short-barreled rifles. Guys, I really enjoy this gun. I love the way it looks, from the muzzle enhancer to the billet machine receivers. This is a really good little firearm. In my opinion, it's one of the best small pistol caliber carbines out there. It's reliable, it's accurate, and it's great for home defense. The MSRP for this gun comes in at $799, but definitely do your shopping because I've seen this gun come in as low as $600. But the average around this area here in Florida, the average is around $699, and of course that can vary depending on your location. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.